Well, I'm back with a guy who works at Virgin. David from England? Did you fly across the pond to get here today?
Not today.
Not today.
No, I came to the US after living in Denmark for a year.
Okay.
An extended working
Okay.
honeymoon.
Okay.
I used to be I went to Cambridge University. I lived in the area, and then I moved back to Cambridge, worked in a couple of computer companies, set up my own company.
Right.
Cambridge Systems Technology, made the Thor computer, and had sales to all continents except Antarctica. But a lot of the business was through Denmark, and decided to move to Denmark because we were looking at selling into what was then the Soviet Union, and Denmark was a lot easier to do the business with.
Okay.
The export rules were all the same, but in England you got your technical assessment, it took 3 months, you come back, X needs changing. You resubmit with X changed, 3 months later they say Y needs changing. And that was done by the ministry.
Okay.
In Denmark they had the same set of rules, but it was done by the Chamber of Commerce. So you put it in on Monday, they say, well, we should get it to you by Thursday, maybe Friday. You put it in on Monday, comes back on Thursday, we need X and Y changing. And Z as well, all added, to be on the safe side.
Right.
You make those changes, you resubmit it, you get the answer back in another week.
Okay. So now you work for Virgin now.
Yes. Yeah,
And that's a fantastic company. And they're going out to different planets, are they?
they're going
Where do they want to go?
2 places at the moment. One is Virgin Galactic, which the two sides of the company merged a little while ago. Virgin Galactic take people into space and back down again. They don't actually orbit.
They don't orbit. They just go up and down.
Up and down.
So up from where and down to where?
It's going to be New Mexico, the first place.
Okay.
They're looking at doing it in multiple locations. And they've actually done, I think, 2 flights to reach space. One that meets the international requirements of space. And they're planning on doing with customers sometime soon.
Okay.
Dates unspecified. There's a lot of testing goes on before they don't have any paying customers. And there's Virgin Orbit, and we do the UPS side of the business. We put satellites into orbit. We're a delivery service.
Okay, gotcha.
And the way we do it is that we have a 747 that takes the rocket to 35,000 feet or thereabouts. We drop it off the side of the plane, and it heads out into orbit.
I think I've seen that. I think I was down at Virgin before. I saw the 747 there. Yeah, very nice.
And so far we've ruined one rocket by taking it up to 35,000 feet and dropping it off the plane and not igniting the engines on purpose.
Oh.
So that we tested the characteristics.
Where did that end up?
In small pieces in the Mojave Desert.
In Mojave. But you planned it that way?
Yes, that was
a good place to crash
an Air Force test area.
And
it's the sort of thing that people look up and say there's aliens.
How many pieces was it?
Several pieces. It's a very lightweight system. It's carbon fiber. And, we actually
satellite is.
The rocket is.
The rocket. Now, I met an engineer and I talked to him about satellites, and he had told me how much it costs to put a object, whatever it is, in space, and I believe it was $10,000 a kilo, if I remember correctly. $10,000 a kilo. Is that about right?
That sounds like it's the right order of magnitude, but I'm not on the business side of things.
Right. So that was interesting to find out. I always like learning something from everybody, and I certainly want to go up. I believe I know a gentleman, I think it was that bought the first ticket to Branson's flight, and his name is Ken Baxter, and they call him the Rocket Man because he bought the #1 ticket.
Yeah.
Do you know him, Ken? No, I know of him. Okay, I know him. He's a friend of mine. And I want to go up there, but I just can't afford it. Can you give me a discount? Can you give me a discount?
No, I don't think anyone can get a discount.
No one gets a discount.
The only person who's ever been offered a free ride was Stephen Hawking. But,
Oh. Well, I'll bet you if Branson met me...
He named the first rocket, but unfortunately he didn't live to make it.
Well, I'll take his place. I'm pretty smart. I'm Dr. Fantastic. Put Dr. Fantastic in space would be kind of cool. Anyway, I hope to meet Branson one day. That would kind of be
He's got a fun attitude.
So what do you do for them?
I'm the principal engineer on the flight software. It's essentially everything in software that flies the rocket other than the navigation itself. So controlling all the valves and sending the telemetry and everything like that.
Wow.
Because once we drop the rocket, we can see the telemetry, but it flies itself.
Okay. And when's the next launch? Do you have another one coming up?
It's coming up. The date is to be determined.
To be determined. And you're going to be doing it all the time, I guess. How many people have bought tickets, do you know?
No.
You don't know?
You don't buy tickets. Not on the satellites.
Oh, no, I meant for the other service.
Yeah, Virgin that. I know
Galactic.
that there's a lot of people, but I don't know the numbers.
Right, a lot of people.
Originally I was hired by Galactic, but then we split off two sides of business.
Oh. So you like what you do?
Yes, it's really interesting.
Very challenging, interesting, very important. What's the checks and balances? So many important things to happen.
Well, everything is extremely heavily reviewed and tested. Like our flight software, we test thousands of times a night, and all the code is reviewed multiple times before it's put in. And on the other hand, we deliver quickly because it's all done with a small team.
Now, as a journalist, what are the odds of getting on the 747 at least for the ride? Can you help me out with that?
It's possible, but getting on there is tricky. You have to certainly.
It's all who you know.
Have all sorts of waivers because technically it's an experimental plane.
Listen, I'll sign my life away for a good experience. No, but it's all who you know. It all comes down to who you know. If I knew Branson, he'd probably say okay, and when I get to meet him, I'll ask him. But you're the closest thing to Branson right now, so I'm asking you. I would love that. Have you been on it, or would you go on it?
I've been on it on the ground. But,
actually, on the ground works for me too.
Yes. It's,
I just like new experiences. I'm just curious as the day is long.
Yeah.
I'm curious about everything. Curious about aliens, and curious about rocket ships, and curious about if they ever really did go to the moon. Which, there's a lot of theories about that, right? About going to the moon. They say we can't go through the Van Alden radiation belt. And I heard an astronaut in space, in orbit, saying, one day we hope to go to the moon. He actually said that. That's his words. One day we hope to go to the moon. And they're building a rocket right now that's supposedly shielded heavily enough to allow man to go through the radiation belt.
Well, the thing with the radiation is not an issue for going to the moon for a short stay. But if you're going to Mars, you've got to be in space suffering the radiation for a year or two.
Oh, because there's radiation everywhere in space, is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Oh.
Basically, inside the Van Allen belts, you're protected. So that means you're fine in low Earth orbit.
Huh.
But,
well, that contradicts a lot of astronauts.
And going there for a week or so isn't a big deal.
But they're saying the astronauts said going through it is very strong and dangerous. And so that's why they're building this Odyssey or whatever it's called, and it's heavily shielded to be able to get us through it. Like, in other words, you're traveling through outer space, and all of a sudden the computer says there's going to be a lot of radiation coming. Go into your cubby hole, whatever, to protect yourself. And then it passes, and then you can get back out again. So I'm confused. I'm still trying to get to the bottom of the question. Is what's going on out there?
That's the most serious problem that I know of in getting to Mars. I mean, there's all sorts of technical problems, but that's the one that's
radiation.
Oh. I mean, if you stick yourself a sheet of lead up, eventually the lead becomes radioactive.
Oh, that's why it has to be thick.
Yeah, and lead is a really expensive thing to shove out.
What is? I'm sorry.
a big sheet of lead is really expensive to carry all
Oh
these
yeah,
parts.
it's heavy.
Yeah.
Well, they have to come up with something that's that can replace lead. You know what it might be? Hemp. I've seen hemp made into rebar that's stronger than steel and lighter. I've seen hemp that's fireproof. Hemp is the most amazing plant on the planet.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's not made from high atomic weight atoms.
And lead is?
Yes.
Okay.
Lead is high atomic.
Lead is, okay. Well, how about a mixture of hemp and lead? Can we go with that? You know, you got to think outside the box sometimes.
You could use depleted uranium.
Really? But that's not...
Yeah, there's other reasons why you don't want to do that, because even depleted, it's still...
But that's not a solid thing. Well, like, is it? Isn't it an atom or something, or a chemical, or uranium? Is it solid?
Yes.
It is
It's
solid.
a metal.
It is a metal. Okay. Because I remember I had radiation treatment once, and I remember seeing the uranium bars above trimming the field of radiation. I remember seeing that. I think it was uranium. Well, this is fascinating.
But essentially, any heavy metal that isn't in itself radioactive is good.
Okay.
The trouble is
Now,
they're
what's
heavy.
So tell me about your schedule today. What are you going to accomplish today?
Well, today I'm visiting, getting to talk to all the people I'm working with, going over our plans and where we're moving on, because I worked here for 2 years odd, and had an agreement with my hiring manager that I could work remotely if it all worked out for 2 years, and the company was still in business, because we all fit into one office when I started.
Right.
Now we're filling a factory.
Wow.
So I actually got the job essentially the day I finished building a home in Florida. So that wasn't the ideal
Right.
setup.
So that's where you live now, Florida?
Yes, North Tampa.
So how long are you out here for a couple of days?
Yeah, we're starting.
Get the team together,
Yeah.
fire them up,
Mm-hmm.
get them positive.
Yep. Well, they're all very positive. Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, what else questions do I have on Virgin Atlantic? Did you fly Virgin over here?
No, they don't fly over.
They don't fly here?
No.
Okay.
And the part Virgin America is now actually owned by another company.
Oh, he sold it, didn't he?
Yeah, it was really complicated politics that you can't, a US airline, even if it's owned by another country, must have US personnel at the top levels.
Oh.
And in fact, when it was set up, it was required that the American citizen who was heading it had to be changed because he'd spent too long in England.
No
So,
way.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. So it was.
The rules, I tell you, they just can't get... It's so screwed up. Politics, business, they just make it too difficult to do things. Amazing. Well, I want to thank you for sharing some stuff about Virgin. They have a very first-class name, great logo, and if you can get me in for an interview, I would love it. It's just because this is a global broadcast. Obviously, the world can watch this, as they will when my movement is more than 41 countries. And I like when everybody wins. You guys need exposure. I need more information. The audience likes to hear what's going on. And everybody, the day's still young. It's only 10:20. I've already got 2 fantastic interviews in the belt. Talk to everybody later. How are you?
I'm good.
How are you?
I'm fine. I'm fantastic.
He's fantastic. See, he's gonna work on it. Because you see, we're all creatures of habit. And you're in the habit of saying fine. And watch what happens when you say you're fantastic. It's going to change the world. It's going to change the world, ladies and gentlemen. I think we're getting off.
Yes, sir.
Bye, everybody. So this is David's card, and believe it or not, it's his eyeball. That's his eyeball. Is that fantastic? And Virgin Orbit. I thought that was a great interview, or a fantastic interview. Hope you all enjoyed it. And there's more to come today.